Welcome back to Pocket Sim Builds. It's time for a brand new cozy episode. Today, we're building an off-grid tower set on a tiny island in the middle of a peaceful lake. Only reachable by a narrow path through nature. Let's jump in. The idea behind this build was to create a completely off-grid and self-sustaining tower, powered by solar panels and a small wind turbine. It's not just a cozy retreat. This tower serves as a watchtower, home to a lone forest ranger who looks after the surrounding woods and keeps an eye out for wildfires. At the base of the island, there's also a small rustic cabin, simple but essential, offering a warm place to rest after long hours watching over nature together. The tower and the cabin form a peaceful yet purposeful sanctuary, tucked away from the world, in harmony with the land and the lake. Placing the stairs was a bit tricky. The idea was to wrap them around the tower slowly, giving it a slightly industrial feel as they spiral upward toward the top. At first, the tower had a more compact shape, but later I decided to expand that top section, creating a visual contrast between the base and the upper level, adding more interest to the silhouette. Originally, everything was going to be placed at the top of the tower, but because of the limited space and how empty and impersonal the base of the island felt, I decided to build a small cabin down there. That way, the island feels more alive and balanced, and the top of the tower is now fully dedicated to the forest watch post. I really enjoyed adding little details that make the space feel lived in, using lots of rustic, worn and repurposed objects to reflect the off-grid lifestyle. It's the kind of place that feels perfect for storytelling and slow gameplay, a spot where a sim can truly live with intention. The tower itself also opens up many possibilities for mystery or investigation stories, like observing the world from above and uncovering its secrets. While shaping the base of the island, I started adding a few essentials to make it feel more lived in. There's a rustic grill and a picnic table, perfect for spending a slow afternoon surrounded by nature. I also placed little details like a clothesline and a washing area to bring more life and purpose to the space. This tower allows for many relaxing activities, like fishing by the lake or stargazing through the telescope at the top. At first, I thought about adding a boat for fishing in the pond, but later I decided against it, since the boat wouldn't really be functional here, and Sims can't swim in this type of pond. Instead, the lake became more of a peaceful space for connection and solitude, making the gameplay feel more immersive for a Sim who enjoys living alone in nature. To bring more warmth and life to the outside, I added a small campfire near the cabin and placed a garden bed where you can grow your own vegetables right on the island. I surrounded the lake with a few carefully placed trees to frame the scene and give it more depth. On the water, I added lily pads and plants to make it feel more alive, and even included little touches like fireflies and moving animals to bring magic and movement to the environment. thing I really enjoy while building is adding street paint decals on the ground. The ones that match the color of dirt or stone, especially around trees and objects to make everything blend more naturally into the environment. It's a small detail, but it really helps give the scene that extra touch of realism. Like everything belongs exactly where it is. You might notice in the video that sometimes I start placing things one way, and then later I change them completely. That's because in my head I have an idea. But once I see it in game, it might not feel quite right. So I just go with the flow and let the build evolve, guided by what feels more cozy and comfortable, like a space I'd actually want to be in. That's how I decorate, letting the mood shape the design and adjusting things as I go until the place just feels right. Inside the tower, I spent a bit more time adding details that could reflect the daily life of someone who works here. I placed a desk filled with papers, maps, and tools like a compass, things that suggest research, tracking, or just quiet planning. There's also a large pinboard with scattered notes and documents. As if someone's been keeping track of things over time, I added a rocking chair to give the space a slower rhythm, and a tall shelf filled with useful items, bottles, containers, gear, all the little things you might expect in a place like this. It's not a glamorous space, but it feels practical and lived in, like a quiet corner where work and rest naturally blend. So here's a little challenge. What if you tried living here completely on your own, growing your own food, generating your own power, and slowly inspiring your neighbors to do the same? Imagine how much you could create, how much you could change, just by choosing a simpler, more intentional life. As the light changes and the clouds roll by, I hope you've enjoyed this quiet moment with the tower and the world around it. Thank you for spending time here on Pocket Sim Builds, And if you want to discover more cozy stories and creative builds, feel free to explore the rest of the channel. Until next time, happy building!